Here we are, in a casino. Very different casino than one we're used to here on the Lost Hex in the Sonic Lost of the Worlds. Let's start off with some gambling percent. So I just you don't have pinball in Lost World 3D. You have a completely different casino area. What we're doing here is comparing these differences, and I gotta say, this is some of the best feeling pinball in a Sonic game. Weirdly squared away in this for the gambling percent type run. Optional pinball board. You can't control Sonic like you would in other Sonic games, so you are a pure pinball here. This is like Pinball Party. And the odds for these are very interesting, because, I don't know, it's the same as Casino Night, right? But you're more likely to get jackpots, and that's the first time I've ever got 2 Eggman in a row. Your time limit depends on how quickly you're gonna get here for this. Wow, bar. The full jackpot's a lot more. I don't want to be bouncing here. Come on, let's mix it up. The whole point of this area is to get a red ring. There were 2 dedicated Sonic pinball games, and one was a platformer, the other was pure pinball. And then pinball's otherwise littered throughout the series, so... Sonic's Pinball for the Genesis, Sonic Pinball Party for the Game Boy Advance, which took me... Hell yeah! We just... Perfect, beautiful statement of the game. This is otherwise a very watertight game, but, like, damn. There's my attempt at pinball. Give him gambling percent. Okay. So the world map that we have here is pretty similar. Overall, we're kind of going to go backwards in what we're going to do. I'm not doing every stage, but, like, there's some things to really note on, like, particularly Frozen Factory is one to harp on right here, because it was mostly just, like, you had ice and some kind of factory stuff, some mechanical stuff, and we just came out of the casino zone, which was in Sky Zone in the other one. And, like, this is a good example of how, like, you've got gimmicks that are more gimmick than the other one. You spend this entire stage as a snowball. There are Yetis here. Actual Yetis, not Zetis. And this is a transition stage to go from just the snowy area with the machines to... Hey, there's actually a pinball area here. And we're on a billiards board. I forgot something. It's fine. We'll hear her Japanese voice. If it even does it on the second playthrough. There she is. There's another difference, is you hear the Zeddy's voices through the second and fourth acts. It's a lot more of an interactive build-up to I'm going to have a fight against you. And though, to be fair, in Windy Hill, you had multiple encounters with Zads throughout. So we have Xena mocking us. I don't really know what she's saying right here. Honestly, this is one of the better gimmick stages. And I would gladly have this over the 3DS Act 2, which is like the one like bad stage, like truly bad stage in that. Oh, we got weather vane clusters. Ooh, that brought us all the way back. Oh, never mind. Kinda neat how, like, the rings, you have to cash them in. Ugh! You have, like, we're already immediately seeing how many more of the enemy Badnik overlap is the same between the two, but there are more in this. And you have the awful bombs from Starlight, Scrap Brain, and Metallic Madness. Got these weather vanes, that's kind of nice. I think we only had the bosses in one with against Zaz. I think Zaz is the only one that had like a true mid-boss. I can't quite remember. It was me! Bastard. Bastard. I don't remember this part. How do you get through this guy? I guess that's how. Poor Yetis. There's never been a game where you're more violent to random creatures than this one. I mean, I guess you fight an orca and a snake, and an alligator tries to eat you, and other ones. Christ. This does feel like a different route than I'm used to, though. I'm not in any rush. Like, genuinely, there's not enough gameplay here to take up the full hour, even if I'm going to play Sonic Runners for an hour afterwards. There we go. He's a chuckster. That's very interesting, Xeno. They're so interesting. Bouncing on babies. There we go. And the bosses are different. Like, this is like an extremely gimmicky boss. It is, again, maybe one of the better bosses in this, because sometimes you have real bosses, sometimes you have really dumb bosses, and sometimes you have... they're just not bosses. To call them bosses would be an insult to what is a boss in games. Alright. This one. There are different patterns for these snowballs. If you hit a bomb, you have to restart. What? I think the pattern gets easy too. And so, with having a different array of bosses in this than you would in the other ones, you also get some scenes that you just completely miss otherwise. Oop! Like, they just kind of skip certain cutscenes in the other one. On that note of cutscenes, like, I've been paying a lot of attention to how they differ in Japanese and English. Like, to note, especially when you encounter Xena for her actual boss battle, they talk about, like, in the English one, it's like, you made me break a nail, and, or something, and she was fixing it. It's like, oh, it's like, oh, I'm sorry, you have nothing better to do with your life. And that, it's more like they're talking about, you know I went easy on you before, and Sonic was just like, ah, well, the same goes for you, and she's like, ah, so you're honest. he was like, no, I meant I was going easy on you. You know, it's interesting how it's primarily Zeddy dialogue that has differences like that. Overall, the differences between the two are... There's not many between English and Japanese. Also, we get to listen to C-Bottom Segway in the actual stage, so, like... It's not all drill. There's a second one like this. This one's okay, too. This is the easier one. It has less stupid segments. And we had a grinding stage in the other one, and I called that I called the music to that Honeycomb Highway. That was over in Silent Forest. Any difference to Silent Forest is going to be an improvement between these two games, because Silent Forest is garbage in this game. Yeah. We're taking it, can you hit the thing? We're going a little backwards before we go forwards in the continuity here. Why we went to Tropical Coast. But yeah, the grinding and the high-speed segments, those are like the best feeling parts of this game. There are some other games that are pretty good. 2D segments in general are not bad. I love 2D segments in the other version, maybe not in this version. It's true. You could catch a Lapras. That would also help me in this game. Yeah, back to the differences between English and Japanese. I think the way I would describe how it works is generally the parts that are the same. English is sometimes the Japanese way that they word everything is way more matter of fact, and more you're just playing off of the fact that this is the character you know, this is their personality. The writing is straightforward. In the English version, you have a few cases where it's like, to combat that, the writing is a little sillier and less preferred, but overall, I would say that you have more clever writing, and I prefer the English dialogue overall, which is not something I was expecting when I went in checking them. It is, however, many of the Zeddy-based scenes that have, like, distinct personality and tone differences. And maybe the biggest overall difference is the threat of what Eggman's extraction machine will do, because they changed it in the English version to be that it's unstable, so it won't stop and it'll destroy the planet, just by sucking all the energy. The instability in the Japanese version is that it's going to cause the planet to explode, which almost seems unnecessarily violent. Like, why would you cause the entire planet to explode? Because they again accounted for that in English to be like, it's more everything in like a 50-mile radius. So it's not that the world is, but we are, and probably the ground below us. Which, again, like, makes it so that Eggman's plan to make the Lost Hex implode seems like, but isn't that exactly what would happen if Sonic just blew up the thing? And that's another weird quirk of the Japanese dialogue, is that it's like Eggman only implies something like that, and Sonic's like, no, we're not doing something like that. It doesn't actually say, like, a specific thing. I like it better when he says the more specific thing. Juice, real fruit, what else do we want to go through? Honestly, like, I complained about Tropical Coast in the other one, but, like, These stages, aside from Sea-Bottom Segway here, garbage. I'll show you how irrelevant the drill is overall real quick, but I don't think I'll go through this entire stage. Because pretty much every Zone 1 is going to start like this. You start at the end of, like, a length. And it's a lot more of this, like, half-pipe that we sort of had in the other one, right? But this is, like, it's like an inverse Sonic Extreme, and a lot of people compare it to Mario Galaxy. This is what drill does. It gives you something similar to what we had before, but it's like, you don't have to go over here at all, and it's not faster. It's actually very similar to what the entire one stage is about. It's all just way harder to control. You bounce everywhere. It's just one-up opportunities, right? Every time it pauses like that, if you're on the, if you're looking at the Wii U gamepad, it tells you a message. It lets you pause and start between each use of a wisp. I'll show Honeycomb Highway in a second, but here's like one of the wildest in here, and I really want to show the stages that have music that are not in the other version. Desert Ruins. Desert Ruins, more like. This is actually, again, weirdly enough, like the alternate to the bad stage in Frozen Factory. It's a solid stage. And again, I say that this being a fully 2D stage. Oh. Got that kick instead of the air slash. And like, why, this doesn't even make sense. Why would there be a place like this? Especially in the desert. It's all a pun. It's a pun with a unique song by Naofumi Hataya, of all people. Ice cream. A lot more areas that are like automatic as well. And a lot more bouncing between stuff in the air like this, because all the stages are a single, they're single load. You don't have different segments. Can I lock on? I guess I can't. Oh yeah, you don't lock on them, you just bounce off them. I wouldn't know, because one of the big issues I have with this game is how often it fails to lock on properly. Which, in the other game, I had a bunch of area parts where I was like, it's loading onto too many things and like going out of its way to home in, but honestly, that's preferred. I would rather, like, than having to finagle the homing to actually do anything. I would rather have that. Pancakes. Maybe this is just another Sonic Colors reference. Can't move. I hate the ledge grabbing in this. I complained about that thoroughly in the other version. Like, it's clunky, it's janky, it's slow. If you just let Sonic go up, he'll do it smoother than if you try to, like, jump over and make it go faster. It's just, it's so slow. Anyway, just missed them. Oops. That was a mistake. Oh well. What if we do that one more time? One more time. Promise there's a reason. There it is. We can take a wing to the next checkpoint. Oh look, the next checkpoint was the end, because I was right there, I was right above here, and I got killed by something that shouldn't have happened. And the deaths in this are very... It's like a FUD. It's like, sometimes you don't even know you did. Anyway, this is one of the best stages in this. Honeycomb Highway. This is also the mid-boss for this zone. Which again, I forgot to change the dialogue so that you could hear things. Okay. That's his Japanese voice. That's what Domon? Yes, Domon. The one whose personality is E. For the cutscene where Sonic first encounters him, in Japanese, that's one I actually kind of prefer, but it's kind of weird they made the motions in that. Where in the English one he mocks him for his eating habits and size. Instead he's just like, hey, once you're done with that sandwich, can you move out of the way, please? Like, don't be Snorlax for me. And they just kind of have the kerfuffle as a result of that. Oh! Wrong way. What? It's almost like, now that I think about it, there's a possibility the English dialogue was, if not written first, written at the exact same time, which I think is actually not uncommon for Sonic games. They're made with both in mind. The thing about these is that, like, I have a lot of issues with the feeling of the momentum in this game, especially in the 2G segments. Thank you. That was a Sonic Knuckles Chaotic special stage moment right there. Wow, face. It's just like when it's just going forward like this, it feels good. It's the complete opposite of the scenario that is Sonic 06. So I guess, like, the one thing that is maybe a good thing about the bosses in this is that there are, like, 3 different ones that you do against each of these guys, instead of just you have the one, and you get a rehash of that one later. But I don't know, like, some of these are bosses, for sure. Some of them just aren't. And, like, the thing I can say about all of the bosses in the 3DS version is that they're all definitely bosses. Even if they're really annoying. This one's really annoying if you don't get that asteroid. And I could not get the asteroid. Oh, I'm behind the nose. No wall run? Thanks. Okay, you make perfect sense. I would have been a wall run in the other one. Well, you know what? I don't have to fight it. We're on a complete file. I just wanted to show the example. I don't have anything else to say about this guy. I can talk about that when I'm back to Skyworld. Now, what's to note back here, other than the first stage, is we have cameo stages here. And this one's really important. Zelda? We've been dabbling in Zelda. Let's see all the references here. This is an incredibly important DLC stage that is not in the HD version. Because what they did with the HD version is they lowered the amount of minimals that you need. Total. You need a total of 7,000 in this to unlock the last stage. Like in the 3D version, any animal-based collection is per puzzle. But in this, it is... You have a benchmark at the end of each zone. Don't do that with the camera! What the fuck is your problem? Okay. And you know what's fine about that? I still have the 100 I just gathered beforehand. That's not what I did. Right? This doesn't look like Sonic and Black Knight, because they didn't give Sonic the sword. Otherwise it is, you know... I've made this joke myself when doing a Link to the Past randomizer. I have made my sprite Sonic and called it Sonic and the Black Knight. I don't know if I prefer this to Black Knight. You will notice, though, there are a lot of, like... You're referencing various Zelda games at once here. A lot of it's Ocarina of Time. We have Link going around on a Loftwing, which is Skyward Sword. Pretty sure it's Twilight Princess Link, though. And I'm also pretty sure that that was Twilight Princess's Hyrule Castle in the background. Now we have Gorons. In my little inventory on the gamepad, I have some items. I don't have all of the items. But this is Black Bomb. This is one of the Wisp powers. Lets me get to this secret. The only way you can get to this secret. Luckily, you get a lot of those Wisps. I said during the 3DS version that there is no invincibility or speed shoes or shields, and that's incorrect. There's just none in the stages themselves. You can get them to be used from your items on the Wii Pad, which is similar to being able to craft the items in the 3DS version, which is probably cooler. Come on. Ugh. This is not precise at all. You got a thing. Heart container. I noticed that we've had heart containers instead of rings this whole time. And then, like, when this came out, so we have General Zelda, but there's distinctly Skyward Sword stuff. I think that's because there wasn't, like, a actual, like... Until Breath of the Wild, which everybody considers to be a Switch game because it didn't come out until 2017, there was no unique Wii U Zelda game. We got a couple remasters. So it is just gonna be General Zelda here. Yay! Sonic gets the Triforce, just like that. It's Link guided him to it, so there's that. And look at that! I now have a total of over 8,000. Up from the 7,000-ish that I had before. So you can just do that a few times, and on top of that, when like I said, when I died, I didn't lose the amount of Flickies I got, so you could just keep dying and collecting rupees again. Now we have that. A stage I haven't done yet on this. You need 5,000 to do the actual final boss. The other Nintendo cameo that's not in the PC version, the HD version, Yoshi's Island, very woolly world coded. And this is the one you do if you want to get more 1-ups. Got Shy Guys, got Eggies, got Piranha Plants, got coins. Coins act like rings in this, you don't just collect them. Because there's no baby to cry. I don't know what the health system is in Woolly World. I didn't play Woolly World. Did I go up this one, or do I just come down from it? Honestly, this one warmed my heart so much when I first played it. The unfortunate thing is that you want to do this no hit. And that can be difficult with the piranha plants. You want to really make use of that kick, making others go flying. Because if you get hit at all, you lose all of your eggies. I can't, like, very accurately just run, because that's the nature of this game. The accuracy of running is actually not good at all. Sky is made of denim. What was I saying about the lock-on working? I don't think there's like a total rings. Oh, okay. Okay. Fuck me. Don't tell me that was all of the eggs I'm gonna get. Pain and suffering on the Lost Hex. Here's some eggs. There we go. So only 3 Yoshis. Out of a total of 12. I don't know what the bonus did. I think it was just more one-ups. And the last cameo stage, which I believe is in the other HD version, will show us all of the bosses that I won't otherwise be showing us, in a way. It is very Journey of Dreams based, Nights, Nightmare Zone. But we focus on Into Dreams bosses for this, that the Zeti are using. On a tube! Ah, and we're chasing Riala. Right into Wiseman's clutches. If that seemed extra to you, that's what, like, every stage is like. Daz is over here riding Puffy instead of his moon. This is the most HD you'll ever see Puffy. Gotcha. And you don't have to actually fight the Zeti, you are only fighting the Nightmare and counterparts. This is one of Wiseman's hands. I realized that this background is the arena when you fight Cerberus in Journey of Dreams. Because you're not fighting the actual Zeti, that was very... Here is, I don't remember what this fish is called, but I know this is the boss where Zik here would be on a fruit, and we put him in a portal, which would otherwise be a fruit blender. We blend Zik. It's fine. He's fine. They're apparently all fine after this. Riala! What the fuck? That hurt. I didn't even know you could hurt me. You also notice that there's a Nitopian counter, and we haven't, like, found any Nitopians, which is maybe strange. Zuna's on the cat, the electric cat. Farewell! And very appropriately, Zora is on Jackal. And by appropriately, I mean the mechanic of this boss was like, this is perfect. This is just like in the other game. Jackal's so big. Is that Sonic on the card? Oh, it's a Jackal on the card. Jackal is the Joker from Balatro. Has anyone modded that in? They should. I don't play Balatro, everybody else does. I don't get it, but I probably would play it a lot if I had it. One of Zavok's bosses... I'm gonna show you another, actually. I'll show you two more. I'll show you all of his bosses somewhere. I wouldn't say they're better or worse overall than his fairly annoying one if you don't get the Cyan laser hit in the 3DS version. But, I don't know, this one's okay. Normally, I mean, the physics of actually riding on top of his mechanical dragon is bad. Luckily, you don't have to do that here. You just have to fight, I don't remember his name, this green tail dragon. Thanks, Knights. Knights just beat the crap out of Riala. So we're gonna hang out with Knights. You're basically flying. Just like in Knights in the Dreams. Damn, we played Knights yesterday, we've been playing Zelda. There's been a lot of overlap here. Do I need to play Yoshi's Island? I don't think I want to play Yoshi's Island on stream. There, we got some Nighttopians free. That counts towards our minimals, but it's very, very few. It's really, that's just like a boss rush, in a way, but not quite. Okay. Let me, like, really take a step back to scrutinize this a bit in the first stage to like, compare the introductions. So, like, I feel like the 3DS introduction is very good. It's straightforward. You actually don't start on here, but, like, you have an a hint down here. Press B to jump. B down longer, jump higher. So it's pretty basic help there. But, like, you have this area where you can just go wherever. And you have options, like, there's a Cyan laser over there, or you could go up here, or you could just go straight, and it's like, it's almost haphazard, just, like, how many options you have, and how little it matters whether you take either of those. Because this actually elongates it. Being put into that cannon means I have to do this segment here. Which is a little high-speed segment, so maybe that's a little thing that you want. Maybe that's nice. It's not mandatory. One and the other one was mandatory. It was a good introduction to it. But, like, there's kind of nothing in this. On top of that, I always end up picking these paths. It's very automatic. So, on top of that, you have all these containers here. Remember how we started in the opening cutscene with, you need to get that container. They're littered. So that again also kind of doesn't match up with the following cutscene that would be after this, where he checks in with Amy and Knuckles. Also, like, I don't have to take these upper routes. I can just go down here. I could just run straight and go to the end of each of these places. That's particularly a thing for this version. Cheap! Ugh. So, you aim with the, controller here. I was trying for a silly strat there. Oh well. I'll just, do a painstakingly slow wall run. The unfortunate part about the wall run, I'll see if I can get a better part to show this, is that it kind of has a limit. The fact that you can spin dash upward for the wall run doesn't really matter. Because it'll just get you to where you're trying to go a little bit faster, but you can't go any further than that. But, I don't know, the wall run at least kinda works. You can't, you can, if you're like really tricky and speedrunning about it, chain wall runs on the same run, but it requires you to, like, jump off and then change your momentum to go back towards the same wall without double jumping, because if you double jump, that kills your momentum. Which is not true for the other one. Keep your momentum in the other one. You keep your momentum very easily in the other one. That's the problem with this one. You lose your momentum very easily. If you even have it in the first place. Now, you have these here. You unlock these if you get enough of the red rings. If I were to get the red rings in all of these, that would actually give me a Chaos Emerald. Otherwise, you have these little silly bonus stages, which probably I don't think you'll be able to see half of it. Yeah, you have to entirely touchscreen based, but you need to have the top screen as well, for some reason. Where did you go? It also shows that I have one heart down here and a time limit, and... Okay, Sonic is really silly. Alright, one more life. It's kind of like Breakout, I realize, but the physics are weird. Oh god, okay, the screen's much bigger. The screen's much smaller, so like I completely lost track of Sonic. It's too disjointed to do the touchscreen and look at the screen. Weird. I don't like it. Alright, let's dial forward. I think I show you Juice Archipelago, because it's good music, but no, it's really annoying. This is a rocket-based one. I changed my mind. I'm showing you Tropical Coast Act 2. Just for the context. It's honestly, it's great. I don't... We got the music. Classic. Yeah, we're juicing. I don't remember exactly what the context was because it's been several days since I decided, actually, I'm gonna do that. But we have mechanical fruit, we have regular fruit. We can kick the fruit. Pretty fun. And we have several Motobugs to deal with. I've never gone this way before. But I think that's why. Party. There's like a matter of like, you can walk into these sometimes, and it seems like you collect them. But you don't have to collect them. If they're free, you collect them, technically. Hello, you. Alright, that's kind of cool. Damn. Can you change your direction?
Youth is truly wasted on the young. Speed cannot defeat wisdom.
Thanks, Zick. At this rate, I might as well do, like, every,
This little seedling will never have a chance to bloom, I'll see that. It'll be enjoyed and cultivate his pain and make fertilizer.
you have to get rid of one of these first, okay? Yeah, I might as well do all of, like, the Act 2s just to get those, voice lines in. Mellow! It's so different, like, you have this giant juice thing that you're making, right? But this makes these weird, like, extra Mario Galaxy, like, tunnels to get to different areas. I wish I had the, what is it? The wind kick over there? But so, like, I'm only talking on the 3 of these normally. But I should be able to lock onto all 4, right? And something will absolutely hit me in the meantime, so it's... you know... not... it's kinda rude, the gameplay. Blah, 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 blah. Let's knock it in. We have to aim this with the Wiimote. Wiimote, the Wii U gamepad, that's the one. Alright, here we are. There are 6. You can log on to all 6. This is the sole hint you get prior.
Your skills are sharper than your words, brash one. Your insults cannot penetrate my thick, wrinkly skin. Certain moisturizers.
What is he talking about, his skin and moisturizers? I should look into what the Japanese dialogue is for, like, these bits. I only did the actual cutscenes. Yeah, this is like a mandatory part. You have to lock on to all 6. What did I had something else I wanted to talk about. I don't think Rocket was in the other one. Had to do with Zip, I think? I have to, like, hold the Wii pad up and, like, tell it to do.
Prepare to be tested, young.
Oh, like, so, the matter of whether or not the fruit is what he's able to control or not, they were, like, the mechanical oranges, but I realized we saw a hint that he could just kinda... he can control, Nick? He can control organic matter because of his stick. I don't think there's anything, like, deliberately in that stick. I think it's just a stick, and in the Japanese version, he specifically notes about wanting to tend to his bonsai garden, which, you know, matches up to the fact that he can control fruit. It feels like that's... he's just, like, that old. He's mastered his electromagnetic manipulation for that. There are some stages where, like, the wisp in question is intrinsic part of it. A lot of times, it's just extra. In fact, I didn't even show you Crimson Phoenix, which was in the first zone. Alright, this is garbage. This, I think I'll actually want to show this one, because this is complete contrast to one of my favorite stages in the other one. It has the less upbeat music. But it is also the boss against Zor. I was considering showing the actual full boss against him, where he's a bunch of shadow clones. Alright, listen, I need to change the language real quick. Which is a good time for me to show here. You have normal play, you have time attack, you have co-op, you have ranking, you have Miiverse, How We Miss You. So, like, this doesn't matter here. Co-op is actually... this is where these things come in. These aren't power-ups that you can use throughout the stage. This is your player 2, is an RC. You can receive that from the 3DS version, so there's connectivity between those two. Nope. It's gonna tell me that the Nintendo services are no longer online. Sorry for your inconvenience. Yeah, I know. I didn't want to do that. It's just you control extremely weird. Okay. This isn't the instructions I want. Okay. I think I have to go back to the... to the title screen. There we are. Voice. English. So we can hear our sappy emo boy. I hope the Lost World event in Runners is soon. The one where Zaz is trying to find new powers so we can get revenge on Sonic. And all the other ones show up.
Maybe all the enemies in Death Trap will finish Sonic, maybe they won't. Does it really matter in the cosmic scheme of things? They're all gonna die eventually.
True. I guess. One of the things you're not seeing me do terribly often, because I'm not doing the right stages for it, is the infinite spin dash like this. Which, unlike...
Maybe all the enemies and death traps will finish Sonic, maybe they won't.
Right, here I said that. Unlike, in the 3DS version, where it's just a matter of you get the full charge and then you keep the button pressed, you'll be able to go. You need to actually, like, jump. You need to hold it again so that when you jump, it'll work. That was stupid. Why was I so low that that wouldn't work? Let's take out the checkpoint this time. Come on. Oh, enemies, you need to do that too. Alright, so here's... I forgot to mention this wisp entirely. This is magenta rhythm. And you have to tap to go. That's all that really does. Oh, Slicer. Thanks. So, like... Damn. That took 3 hits to actually hurt. I think I bopped on him a couple times and it did damage. So sometimes that's, like, the thing I hate about the referenced... Badnets from before, is, like, sometimes they make them really powerful for no reason. Rhythm! You can hit them to, knock their mushroom off with the regular homing attack, but, there is that benefit that even if they need multiple hits, the kick will do it, but the kick is not good for, like, things that need a lot of damage otherwise. I think all of the Zeddy are immune to the kick, outside of, like, specific mechanics. We'll get to that. I could also just, like, not do that. But... So, here's the thing. I'm gonna just keep going. Well, I guess I'm not. I guess I'm gonna hide. If I get caught by this light, this happens. You just get taken away. You're dead. Like, that's all it is. It's so terribly contrasting to the other version where the spotlight can actually help you because it makes the path easier. You're at least immune to it during rhythm. That's cool. The tapping didn't work. The touchscreen decided, hey, I guess we're not working anymore. Ooh. It just, like, stopped. I don't know what to tell you. Do the thing. Part of the reason I like the other one version so much is that it's so fast-paced. It's so fast-paced. It feels great. And this actually, like, genuinely slows it down so much here. It's already slow. Every bit of the physics...
That's what I do. Matter of fact, I've already pretty much given up on hope, happiness, success. Really, what am I still doing here? Just fall back into bed.
Like, it's faster in 2D in the 3DS version, and it's slower in 2D in this version, which is common for Sonic games. That's why there's the 2D, 3D, and 2D that is so often used. Instead of having gyro mechanics, can I please get that? Or are you gonna be a jerk about coming in? guess you're gonna be a jerk about homing in. Okay. Please? Thank you. Oh. You could fight harder, but why bother? That second one didn't hit. There's no, like, stacking for the lock-on for this, because it's really just, like, you hit him once, and you have to do one segment. There's no bypassing it, like the other ones. So, again, sort of like an actual boss, this one. Why I was okay with showing it off. Ugh. You have... This is a weird one, because this is... They took the... Maybe I should show a little more Frozen Factory. Just a little more, because I want to show a mechanic, but there's a cave stage in Windy Valley. There's one in the other version, too. But... There you go. I missed the thing. Orbinauts! Both kinds! From Sonic 1. Wowie. For the stage that I was just pointing out in Silent Forest. Wow. They just took the same exact stage and put ice on it. This is why I went over here next, because there's some running, but this is mostly ice physics, which gets kind of weird, because it's like, it prevents you from being slippery on the ice, but now you have, all of your jumps are this pirouette, which can either go like really hard. Nina's very quiet, I have no words to say. See, on the ice, you can't do spin dash at all, but, like, you have this whole ice skating mechanic, instead of the snowboarding. No snowboarding in this. And this stage is okay. As far as Frozen Factory goes, like, it's really weird, because you have two stinkers. No, you don't have two stinkers, actually. You have one stinker, you have one that's, like, a mixed bag, that's this one, and then you have a casino level. Which is like, huh? Really out of nowhere. And then you have like a gimmick one, which is going to be to taste. I don't know. Again though, like clearly I'm playing this. Like it's not worth me doing a full redo stream. Because it's like annoying and long. But it's worth showing off the stuff and I'm like able to actually play it. Like it's still like Sonic Hero levels of worthwhile. And I know some speedrunners really appreciate the movement in this. I will never be that kind of speedrunner because I now know about Lost World's good version. But to say that this is bad would be incorrect. I would actually probably still rather play Sonic Heroes. So that is a statement. Statement of intent. Royal Ocean Octopi. Wow. I don't know how you're supposed to go further on the... Ugh. On the ceiling like that. I guess you're not. I just always want spin dash though. If it's a 3D segment, I want to do the infinite spin dash. Neat! Nailed it. Perfect. I guess that is a notable mechanic in this that's not in the other one quite as much. Is that you are affecting where that ball goes with where you are on the thing. So you're affecting the actual gravity rather than just going with it. I don't think you affect the gravity in the other version. In the rare occasion where you are in a tube. Aha! The 3DS has been claimed. Well, that was a stupid cycle. And now we're all the way back here. Again. Neat. Love it. Beautiful. How many times was that? I think we're at another checkpoint since... So... No, this just wasn't a stupid cycle the first time, so I think if I died one more time, it would take me to that checkpoint. Which is something that, like, I don't know, like, coming back to it, something I'm out here really ready to abuse is that, checkpoint mechanic. They sort of added it to Color's Ultimate in the form of Tails stuff. Oh hey, Metropolis then. What are you doing, Sonic? What? Hey, Sonic, what are you doing? Ooh, work? What the hell was that? Why are you doing that? I guess you don't have to charge up, and it breaks if you try to charge up. You just let it go normal. I also don't need to do that at all. It's entirely auxiliary. Made it go fast though. Oh, and then in our weird parabola where we started here in a segment like this. Why pass swappers? What are you doing? Alright, fine. Look, you have to land. I don't think actually you can hurt Badmix if you're in parallel form. At least this is working. That wasn't working at all when I tried it before. Sonic was doing a weird thing where he was just slipping. Oh, he's gonna again. Personality is girl.
Make me cry when my up.
Unfortunately, this is one of those bosses that isn't a boss. It pretends it's a boss. It has a mechanic. The mechanic doesn't matter. You just bop them. Ah, there are also missions, on which I will give you missions. That's how you get items. Now we have a shield. I can show off how there is indeed a shield in this. Why do I have so many black bombs? The wisp away mechanic that it mentioned is so that you could send it to another person over Miiverse. If I tried to do that right now, I would get an error. So the thing about, like, I don't even actually have to go into these to show the thing, but like, see the giant caterpillar? That was in, that was in Lost World, in Windy Valley. Windy Hill, in the 3DS version. And for my second mind changed, we're going to Skyroad Act 1, because I realized music is an important factor, and this has unique music. Skyroad has unique music in this, that you don't hear in the 3DS version. It's really good, actually, but, as I say, this is pretty much the start of Windy Hill, Act 1. I don't know what the difference is. Ooh, but we are going to do Crimson Eagle. I'll show you Crimson Eagle. Tilt the gamepad. Get some of that music in. It's not picking up over mic. That was the music was over the gamepad entirely though. Gas on it? Ugh. It is perhaps some of the more underwhelming level design. This specifically. No, I wanted. What are these noises I'm making? Oh, what if I jumped? And we'll go in this. One of the later runs like this, I don't know if it's in this zone, this act. Ah, here we are. So the goal here is you can like finish these off with 2 maximum lock-ons. Problem is, it really sucks to try and let it charge up and dodge those shockwaves. So what I have to learn to do is die, actually. I just straight up perish. No. Keep kicking them. You can rapid fire that kick. It's actually pretty great. Why did you die immediately? Are these different ones? Oh, I didn't realize that. Of course I did. Of course it did something that would kill me. Like, automatically send me into bounce mode. It's Sonic Lost World. It's almost like it works. But also, again, as I said, so these, caterpillars here with the eyelashes and the pink. We had, like, a chase scene in the very first Windy Hill in Lost World 3D. And that, like, kind of, I don't know, like, they were just really more efficient with how they placed the gimmicks in that one. Which I doubly think that Skyroad being dedicated to the casino instead of being a rehash of the first 2 zones kinda emphasizes that even better. Okay, I think this is what these are. Back from, what's it called? What was that stage? Ooh. I'm lagging on the main stage. It's Desert Ruins. Honeycomb Highland. I can't even remember Desert Ruins later. Okay, you have a mandatory beat. Try and get it over. Really not coming over mic. I don't know. Probably when I talk it does. Watch out, you can still lose rings. Oop. Oh. Oh no. Oh no. Wow, it's almost like it's in 2D. You get to see a reward in the distance. Can't I just like... Okay. You can't just go to the end like you can in Windy Hill, so like, it's at least a little more demanding. Where that you could have kind of just skipped everything if you wanted. Sure. And a bell puzzle. I don't even know where that went. Sheep! Oh! Death by sheep. There were a couple question marks on the map too that I'm not going to tend to. One of them was in Tropical Coast, and it is basically, it does an easy version of Sky Road Act 3, I think, which has like a little boss. It's this little floating in the air segment. There's also a question mark over here. I might actually check that out because I don't remember what it is. Hey, remember these turtles that were in, I think, mostly Silent Forest? There's a single one in this game. They were extremely hard to defeat in that, but you were intended to defeat them using, Grey Quake or Supersonic, frankly. Come on, can you bounce when I tell you to? God. I can't, like, predict where they're gonna be. Thank you. You have to hit them with these missiles, like, 3 times. Assuming they go... God. If you go anywhere near the fire, it's like... So, I don't know. They might actually be more annoying in this, because you're at the whims of this awful cloud bounce thing. Like, it's certainly easier, but it's more annoying than it is having it, like, be a common enemy. Boing. Ah! Sonic, why did you just, like... You're fucking kidding. He sucks. I'm just so dumb. Dude, but hey, wait. You're half bounce? You're half bounce. Why did I put myself through this? I guess this is actually a good emphasis on, like, how taxing this becomes in the late game. And, like, in 3DS version, it became genuinely difficult. This isn't genuine difficulty. This is, I want the mechanics to do something and they're not. Oh, it spawned on me. That's somewhere, right? Oh god. Bees. Just having at the springs. Not get hurt by them. It's fine. Thanks. I love to see that. I didn't know you could bounce on those segments. Alright. I showed you what I came here to show you. Let's see what this is real quick. Oh, what unique music. This is a Mario stage. This is a Mario stage. Pretty sure this wasn't in 3DS version, this music. Yeah, I think I used it for opening music. Oh my god. Hey, thanks. Thanks for the lack of homing attack. Thanks for the placement that's specifically to make me suffer. I have to wait for it. I have to wait for it. I need to go down like this. You have to wait for it. If I knew where that was, I wouldn't have had to wait for it. So if you spin dash, you get a little bit of a better flip up there. I love it! Oh, okay. Just barely saved it. But it would seem that I skipped some bonus ways to get cool things. Alright, cool, just leave that right in front of me so I can't move. Bastard. Bastard and a half. Sir? Sir? Ma'am? Sir, ma'am? I spent so much time doing, with, like, needing to do that to get up on the edges. Not bothering with you. is that you can't do that on the short stuff. I just want to be able to fling myself. You know? I want to fling myself like the good version does. Oh gosh, it's so hard to gauge. Probably because I'm, I had no rings? There was no checkpoint. There was no checkpoint. You're sticking with me for this for as long as I care to do it. Alright, I'm done. I already did not enough of this game so that I could do too much runners. On to the regular stuff. So, the weird thing they tried to do with Sky World over here is they just sort of reused ideas from previous zones. Except for this one, kinda. This is all based on, like, this mechanical dragon, and then you fight Zavok on it. We did the giant tail version of that before. Giant tail. I don't know the name of that dragon. I used to. And then this one here, like, it looks all thundery and stuff, so it's like, oh, so this might be the same. Oh, secretly, this is Desert Zone. I don't even remember what the desert's called. This is Desert Zone in a nutshell. This is the zone I got to, and I got to the Zavok boss at the end of it.
Why don't you just accept it? Lie down and die.
I don't want to lie down now. This is the level I got to, and then I got to the Zavok boss, and I didn't know how to beat it. The game didn't tell me at any point how to beat it. And I didn't know that I could lock on 6 times, and I needed to do that to have Zavok move at all. After otherwise the making perfect progress in the boss fight, not needing to do that. In fact, you can't do that. Up until that point, you can only hit him a maximum of 6 lock-ons. Or 3 lock-ons. The 6th is sudden. So you have to kinda assume you can do that based off of, it was a point in Tropical Coast. Actually, I think that's what I was going to do there, why I was going to do Juice Archipelago. Where you can hit, like, 6 Motobugs at once. Why did you stop? I hate this. Hey, you know how badly I hate this right now? I'm going to use my 70 lives. 69 lives, nice. To just go ahead to the next segment. Because it's garbage here. I don't know. Let me add a shield. For this slidey part. There were slidey parts in the 3DS version of Desert thing. So it looks like they caught up. Whoopsies. That was interesting. I didn't lose rings. I don't think it knows what to do if I have a shield here. I might have broken it a little. I'm into it. Are those dead bones? Mario? See, there's a hard limit on where you can go. I jumped. And then that's a weird thing. I want to get off the wall immediately. Sonic does this thing where he clings to it like he's trying to be Knuckles or something. And it sucks. I don't know what it wanted me to do there to get that. Fire is like weirdly deadly in this though. Like that's one of the big issues with the first desert level. Is there's all of these fire Orgonauts in there, and they are just like garbage. Okay, here we go. They home in on you, and sometimes you just can't do anything about the fact that you've been homed in on. You just have to take it. We spent all this time going up just to go down again. It's ridiculous. In case you didn't believe me, that it's just desert area. Those guys are back. Let's let Zavok talk again.
Just to reach the one setting you cannot defeat. As Zoro would say,
I don't know what he just said. He has some he referenced what Zoro would say, probably about it being hopeless. Because he thinks he's the one Zeddy that can't be defeated. There's like, I can't tell which version of Zavok's more aggressive, the Japanese or the English. It's like, he's more, like, buoyant in his motivations in the English, but he's like, a little more sinister in the Japanese one. I'm all the way back here. He's a little more of a hard ass, I would say, in the Japanese. In this, he's kind of maybe more noble, but from the perspective of Zeddies. Ugh. Did I make it? Just made it. I know I have 65 lives. I don't know. I didn't know I had 65 lives. I was like, oh, well, I'm losing lives. I better get one. Ugh! So slidey. I think if I die... I don't think you can... Let's actually test that. There's gotta be a limb, right? Because I'm dying at the very end there. I don't think there is one. Try one more time. Yeah, you can't skip this part. Fascinating.
just to reach one setting you cannot defeat. As Zoro would say, have
This is a bad segment. I always die several times here. There we go. Please go forward. I kind of hate that part about it. See? I told you I kept sliding off. That part that doesn't matter. Part where it was free game and it's just like, oh, well, I guess it's not free game because I keep dying. This is what it's like if you just let it go. It's just, I hate it. It's so slow. I want to be able to manipulate it. That doesn't, it's not how it works. The amount of times in this where it's like, I guess I'm just gonna... Yeah, and you could just jump and not hold down run. That's also kind of weirdly slow. There is grabbing mechanics that are just like very clingy. I'm not doing the magenta nonsense again. I'm very tired of it not attaching. Okay. I'll be here. Chances are you'll be back by the time I'm doing Sonic Runners and enjoying myself. Zavok!
Playtime is over, Hedgehog.
Playtime is over. Guards. This is like, if it locks on, it's not locking on. Thank you. Okay. This is the one time where picking matters for a Zeddy battle. That was as unoptimal as it could be if this were a speedrun. Like, that's your maximum charge normally, right? It's 3. That's how it has been for every Zeddy boss since.
Don't break too easily.
Now, see how it just kept going.
The next meeting looks to be interesting.
It's really simple if you know you just have to wait and let it do 6, assuming it actually locks on. I know some parts when I did this the first time, it just wasn't locking on. I know that the other Dragon Dance level in 3DS was like really hard, and I had things that I accomplished for the first time, but like, I think it's still better. Now, what did Lava Reef do? This is just a boss rush against Zavik. No, against Zaz, Zomon, and Zik. This is an actual stage. This is a sea-bottom segue, but harder and dumber. That's the final one. So this is the one stage that actually has hover. Hover's in this too, I completely forgot. We didn't get to see Crimson Venus. It's fine, I think we're beyond that point. I didn't do that right. Oh, I almost did it right. That would have been recoverable in the 3DS version. Why did you go in that direction, Sonic? Yeah, I mean, I'll just let that happen, because... You know why? It doesn't have the or anything, like, similar to that. There's no, like, distinct... Stop doing that. Why did you do that? Why did you go in that direction is the main problem. What is going on? Anyway, that's what I wanted to do. That actually worked. Hover! Not the best place for it, to be honest. I cancel. Can't cancel it. And you have these really annoying lava increase segments. They take so long, and you have Xena and Zor saying stuff the whole time. It's like one of their own stages. That's funny that she says she'll feed me to Zomon, because we don't know if Zomon's still alive. He just poofs. It's like a very Mario take on mortality. Like, it's very strange that you have just this localized...
What? No flowers?
No flowers. You have this localized, Thanks. What am I trying to say? Boss rush in the first one, and then you have like an actual like... It feels like you have your distinct stages for each in this one. Again. No, I jumped off over that. That didn't happen. Why? Why is it arcing like that? Very... This is like the level where when people talk about how this game wanted to be Mario Galaxy, I kind of see it, but it's like I remember this specific level design from Mario 3D Land. Like that's where I'm seeing things be copied. I compared colors to Galaxy. Comparison doesn't end there though.
Look at that hedgehog with all his trying, positive attitude. It's people like that who are wrecking this world for the rest of us. Look at that hedgehog with all his trying,
yeah, we're doing this again.
Attitude. It's people like, look at that hedgehog with all his trying, positive attitude. It's people like
I didn't
that.
account for how annoying hearing him repeat each time.
People like
would
that.
be.
Look at that hedgehog who's always trying. Positive attitude. It's people like that. Look at that hedgehog who's always
Alright.
trying. Positive attitude. You realize how meaningless we all are? Well, mostly you.
Me. I think you could probably skip the bosses entirely
Meaningless we all are? Well,
because it's not the end of the stage. Zor? Excuse you. Where are my rings?
realize how meaningless we all are? Well, mostly you.
Three bounces gets to the highest height.
In this pain, I finally find comfort. It's cold embrace.
Anyway. Let's use hover the way it is intended. Come on. I thought that the... So the right stick on the Wii U is above the face buttons, and I went below the face buttons just now. To try and accommodate. Really? It didn't register fast enough. I can't imagine what this level would be like without this, because it's been that long since I've done it. You don't have the 3DS's situation where sometimes the wisp of the stage isn't locked, it's locked.
You are wasting my time, Sonic, and I despise waste.
I think this one's probably easy enough. The part I don't like about this segment is that you really just don't want to be running at any point until you're wall running. So it's very... I guess I'm just platforming. I don't know what they were thinking with the sound balancing, but then again, it is a Sonic game. We're entering a new era for sounds.
Let's put it into this.
So this is like a full ass boss. If it locks on at any point. Hang on here. I've never had you go up there a second time. Because usually it works.
This is my full strength.
Alright, so like, hi Bowser. What? Why can he do this? He doesn't do this in the 3DS version. You have to bounce on it to get him to jump up. Alright. Thanks. You know what, I kinda don't want to even bother with that, because it's not a satisfying boss, it's just stressful, and you don't even really know when you win. So I think I'm done. Because stuff like that happens, you can't move after you bounce. That's a big problem I have. You can't move left and right after you bounce. You're like, momentum locked. Right, collect 1,000 rings, wow. This is the final boss. I'll cap it off with that, but we have this hidden world over here, which mostly sucks. This is annoying. This is awful, because the secret to this one is you just let time run out and don't die. But the mechanic is to gain more time and try and see how many of the things you can do, how many times you can destroy the block guy, And it doesn't tell you that, so you think you have to keep going. This one's cool. It's a tornado stage. Nothing else to really like note about it. It's a tornado stage. They tossed one of these in with Tails' an instrumental version of Tails' Sonic Adventure 2 thing. Distance. Okay, good to see ya. You want to fly high. Is there anything about the story that I've missed out on? Because, like, I gave you the gist of it to kind of, like, exemplify it. There's maybe less of, you could say, animosity between Sonic and Tails that has been building up in other games. And more just Tails being, like, that's just what Sonic does, it's fine. I just want to be relied on, and stuff like that. I think that is the key I would note about Tails in this, is that he's specifically upset about Sonic not relying on him when they team up with Eggman. Time has been weird lately. If that is relatable, I get it. Let's see what this last hidden world... I know what this last hidden world is. It's the rhythm game on the cube. Is it? No, it's not. Alright, so these things are a little icy. Oh! Alright, this is actually kind of cool. I think there's actually something like this in Mario, but you have to jump off, and then it becomes actually an auto-scroller once you start. It is doubled! No one told me this! I got rid of the desktop audio in preparation for it to not be doubled, and then I forgot to undo that. Because I needed the desktop audio back. So the entirety... It's fine. It's fine. It's whatever. The entirety of this. I knew I should have put a different audio channel for HDMI input. But the only way I can hear it is that way, because I don't have a TV to listen to it from. Wait, so then where's the speed up one? Is that the other cube? Because I thought it was different. I thought it was better. I thought it was rhythm-based. It's awful. Like Pac-Man. I almost got all of them. Oh well. This game deserves stuff. So I don't really understand this hidden world, but it does remind me of the color palette that you get in Desert Palace Coast? Desert Coast? It was Desert Coast. Desert Coast. Hello. Point. Oh, okay. I think that's a boss. I'm not doing all that again. Garbage. I think now is the time we want to actually wrap up Lost World and then move on to Runners. And I will do that by scrutinizing and defending this final boss. Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure most streamers like it when we speak up, right? It's like, I'd rather it not be scuffed than nobody tell me it's scuffed, but, you know, sometimes it's just a matter of it's different sounding to other people. Like mic volumes and audio. So, final boss, same design as the one in the 3DS version. Also an infinite, a max speed zone. So, it's very different. It's much more simplified than the one in the 3DS version in terms of attacks. Here's how it's not Mega Wisp armor. I don't really like this version of Lost World. I like the 3D version. That's why I'm doing this comparison and not a full redo alternate. So you bonk its leg to destabilize him, and you have all three of these hits together. It's sort of the same, but it's not. It's like, its focus is on the lock-on here, right? I got a maximum lock there. It was 3. It wasn't 6 like Zavok. And there's no real variation to the attacks. You have like a guaranteed 3 cycles in the 3DS version, and he does different Wisp-type attacks, but he just does the same attacks faster, and he's not even doing them more intensely right now, which means I didn't get the maximum, but I might be able to get an easier full kill. Meanwhile, in the 3DS version, it is you just target the 3, and then you gain the superpowers. I would absolutely say that while the 3DS one is more guilty of being Mega Wisp Armor again, despite having like a distinct different attack pattern on how you attack him, it's still the better one. But I don't think this is bad. Again, like, my whole thing with this game the first time I played it is like, I was really looking forward to it because I love the OST. And you know what? The story kept me going. I enjoyed the story, Zeddy and all. And now knowing how the Japanese version goes, I think I can not feel like I'm off about appreciating this version specifically. But it was rough getting to this point. And being able to just do that to Eggman pretty intuitively, like that's an intuitive boss, and you have the high speed mechanics, so it feels fine. It left the game with a good taste in my mouth. More so than some other Sonic games that are better. Again, if you continue on, I guess I might put this on the playlist, a chronological playlist. I don't know if I will. For Tiff's Forces, if you want to see actually, oh, that's just Mega Wisp armor. That's where we wrap up Lost World HD comparison.